men.
These are the men.
Bobby Santos,
Frank Fleming,
Maynard Troyer, George Kent,
L.W. Miller,
Charlie Gerzonde,
Bert Myers,
Mike Stefanik,
Richie Evans,
Bud Stevens,
George Brunholzer III,
Jeff Bodine,
Teddy Christopher.
Jerry Cook.
Drivers, I think it's fair to say, are abnormally brave.
These are the men that work 40 hours a week and then another 40 hours a week on their race cars at home.
Live by the grace of God in 600 horsepower.
600 horsepower. Just to win at Bristol is a big deal to anybody, but particularly these guys.
The Ground Pounders.
The Mod Squad.
Mod Squad.
These are fantastic cars.
The NASCAR Whelen Modified Tours.
Watch them off turn number 4.
As we send them on their way.
In the northeast corner of Tennessee sits Thunder Valley, Bristol Dragway, Bristol Motor Speedway. Today, Lightning joins the Thunder on the world's fastest half mile, the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tours UNOH Perfect Storm 150 on speed. 84 degrees, beautiful day for racing. In fact, the best day they've had for this race in its brief 3-year history. Welcome to Thunder Valley and one of my favorite events of the year. Can you feel it? Joy,
yes,
Dick
I
Berggren. Yes, we're modified fans. The modifieds are NASCAR's oldest and only open wheel division. And boy, are they exciting and thrilling to watch, whether it's on a 5th mile or the world's fastest half mile.
Yeah, indeed. And drivers have come from 10 different states to participate in tonight's event. The young, Eric Rudolph, age 19, is going to be starting on the front row, representing youth. And then there are the senior drivers, too. Wade Cole, car 33, will start deep in the field. He is 58 years old.
And has been at it ever since his dad owned a race car at Riverside Park back in the late 1940s, early 50s. You stand on pit road at this racetrack, you're in a cathedral of speed, and you look up at all those seats that'll be filled to near capacity Saturday night, and one thing enters your mind and stays there. I want to win here. That's what's on the mind of every driver in this field.
Yeah, it really is. I've been in the garage area since 6:30 this morning when it opened, and just listening to the drivers, to the crew members, the crew chiefs, the girlfriends, the wives, the hangers-on. They are so pumped up because this is Bristol. This is, for many of them, the biggest single race they will run all year long.
Lots of stories throughout this field. Let's join another longtime mod fan, Speed's Bob Dillner.
And Mike, Joey, these 13-inch slicks grab around the high banks of Bristol like no other division. On the pole today, in one of the most famous cars in all of modified racing, the Mystic Missile, Bobby Santos III. And Bobby, you finished in the top 5 here last year, but we talked about the lesson learned from 1 year ago. What is it?
I just learned where you got to be on the racetrack. I definitely struggled the first half of the race last year, my first time being here, but definitely learned a lot of stuff and kind of applied it to practice and qualifying today, and I'm pumped for the race today. I think we're going to be really good.
Have you allowed yourself to figure out how big a victory would be here on the Bristol High Banks?
It'd mean a lot. I mean, this is one of those places on TV that you watch since you're a baby. So to win at Bristol, I think to every one of these modified guys would mean the world. But I feel like this is the 4 cars today, and that's what we're going to try to do.
He's a former Copper Classic midget winner out there in Phoenix. Mike?
Well, this field, Dick, is notable for who is in it and for who is not.
Yeah, well, Ryan Newman is in it, and the car he used last year to win this race is here as well. But his team owner and crew chief are not, because at New Hampshire earlier this year, after a win, they were found to have an engine that violated the rules. The engine builder took the responsibility. Nonetheless, some of the key players in Newman's team are absent. Gary Putnam is the guy with the wrenches tonight.
And who's not here is Ted Christopher, the division's 3rd all-time winningest driver. He and his crew chief haven't been getting along. Car owner Eddie Whalen says, I got enough stress in my day job. I don't need it in my hobby as well. He parked the car, but reportedly offered it to Christopher to bring to Bristol on his own, and Ted couldn't get everything put together in time, so he is absent from this field. Bob?
One of the top Southern guys in today's field, Burt Myers, in the dreaded #1 car. But it's been an awful day for Burt Myers. Engine problems in practice #1, engine problems in practice #2, and then you go out to qualify and rear end problems in this car. You got a long way to go to get up front, buddy.
Yeah, Bob, it's definitely not the day we planned on. Like I said, we broke a rocker arm in the first practice, and the guys with Roush Yates came over and got it taken care of. And it's just been one problem after another. I got ready to go out to qualify, and like you said, the rear end was broke. But hey, I think last year we started about last, and at the halfway break we were 11th. So it's going to be fun trying to pass some cars. But I tell you, as a Southern driver, it's really going to be a treat to try to win this race today.
Burt Myers, one to keep an eye on. He'll start shotgun on the field.
And where did he get that replacement rear end? From the pole-winning team of Bob Garbarino and Bobby Santos III. Ready to race? We are. Thunder and lightning in Thunder Valley.